All right, guys, so let's go ahead and talk about the mech. Now, I'm not going to go too incredibly into detail on the mech. I'm going to talk about like the Eternity Battleground, et cetera, and the mech. Kind of all packaged into one, you know what I'm saying? So let's start off with the mech. What is the mech? What do you do with it? What is it for? Da, 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 da. Um, the mech will be very strong in the future. Right now, it's not strong at all, and even if you get it to rank 11, it still won't be strong. What makes the mech strong is something that will be added in later, being mech cannons, which will allow your mech to become more tanky and also give you other stats, buffs, you know, kind of saying that kind of thing. So the mech itself is right now not going to be very strong. So what you want to do is set yourself up for the future. What I do personally, well, I got really lucky with mine is I got damage to boss. In my opinion, don't rush buying mechs at all. Don't rush buying them at all. But you're gonna want to when you see like a chance to get a mech. Obviously, you're gonna get a free mech in the shell event. Get those free mechs. Get all the free mechs you can. You want to just really get all the free mechs you can. So yeah, free mechs from shell event if you hit level 90, etc. I already got a mech, but you're obviously, in my opinion, the best mech is going to be damage to boss. The second best mech, in my opinion, is the crit damage or crit rate, damage, crit rate, ignore defense, crit damage. I think I forget it exactly, but yeah, the four line with the ignore defense and the crit rate is going to be the next best. I think damage to boss is better because again, if your ignore defense is already 100%, then damage to boss is the best stat in the game. So yeah, that's how I rank my mechs. And then what mech pieces you're going to want to use is going to depend on what build you're kind of going to try to run. But me personally, I'm going to build a PvE mech build piece. I already have like two separate mech videos. I'm pretty sure. I can't say for 100% certain, but I know for a fact that I made a mech video like a couple years back, 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago. But I feel like that mech video is still pretty relevant to today. And so go watch that if you guys haven't seen that, but that probably would be a more in-depth explanation. But I'll be running pieces that when you check your pieces, you can see what they roll. And you want to roll this damage reduction while mounted stat because damage reduction while mounted, it works for both your dragon and your mech, and this stat is very, very, very overpowered. But the reason I like the dark pieces as well is because you can also roll the improved protection as on top of the damage reduction while mounted on this. So when your mech is over 50% HP, mech recovery is reduced by 50%, which is whatever. But the damage taken is reduced by 20% as well. So a little bit of extra damage reduction is never bad. So obviously I'm going to be leveling these up as well. And it's important to not mess up your mech pieces because if you dismantle them, you do not get 100% return rate. It's like 80%, I think, but that does matter in the future. So seriously, do not dismantle your mech pieces if possible. Other than that, I'm going to run Glimmer Turbocharger for, again, guess what? Damage reduction mounted. On top of that, I'm also going to run, guess what? Glimmer Core, again, for why? Damage reduction mounted. But with this one, it also has crit damage reduction, which I also find is actually a pretty good stat. So I'm going to get the double line crit damage reduction and damage reduction all mounted. You can roll all three of these gold lines at once, guys. The only thing that you can't roll all at once is all three of these skills at once. You can only get one skill, but you can roll all these other gold lines at the same time as well. So you guys are really going to want to pick your pieces based off of what you want. So that's 4 pieces I'm going to be using. I'm going to use Stellaris Armor, Glimmer Core, Glimmer Turbocharger. Then I'm going to be running the Glimmer Shield. Why the Glimmer Shield? Because the Glimmer Shield is the only piece in the game that gives a PvE damage stat, which is crit damage. And I'm going to want the extra crit damage because I'm playing Ostracard and I'm going to crit, and I just want the extra crit damage because it is a PvE stat that I want. So I will be running Glimmer Shield as well. I'll be upgrading this as well for the crit damage, and that's going to be 5 of my pieces. The other 3 of my pieces don't really matter. I'm probably going to run the Glimmer AI, and I might run like the Glimmer Shaft or something. I don't really know exactly what the other piece I'm going to run are. I'm just going to run whatever kind of works for me. You know what I'm saying? But that is that. Now, as for Eternity Battleground, I've kind of feel like I talked too much on the mech, but Eternity Battleground, you're really just gonna you don't really need to do Battleground. Like people stop doing Battleground as an EST, but guys, please, if you can, please do Battleground because I do want to get some games in later on when I actually have the time to do it. But anyways, for the most part, all you really need to do for this is do your Eternity Abyss every day available, every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Do Eternity Abyss, get to level 12, clear it, and then you'll be able to get enough points overall. And that's really all you need to do for these. And then you go here, you just buy out all this stuff, you know, like just buy it all out. Pretty simple, pretty simple, pretty simple. But yeah. Eternity Battleground is like a PvP event, like capture the flag PvP event. You just gotta try it yourself. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.